Awesome. Next question we got comes from Robert. Now, Steve, Robert, I think all of your questions, Robert, have to do with Hinnies. So I want to do something just kind of special for Robert. But whatever you want to say about Hinnies, Steve, we can't. His question is, how do mules and Hinnies interact with each other when in the same area? He's got lots of stuff that he talks about as it relates to Hinnies. Can you just give us, answer his question, but can you give us like a 101 on Hinnies and why people are so enamored with them?
Okay, number one, the enamored. And I'll just say it just like it is, folks. And as you know, I usually do. I've got something different. Mine is different. I do something different. I have a very different thing, which is neat. Okay. But let me tell you something. I can put a henny next door to a mule and they look identical. There's no difference in the head, no difference in the head, no difference in the ears, no difference in the way they eat, no difference in their feet. Got the idea? The only way you can possibly tell they're a henny is if number one, you've seen the father, a horse, you've seen the mother, a donkey. That's a henny. That's where a stallion horse has bred a jenny donkey. Now to breed for just a mule, the father be the donkey, the mother be the horse. Okay? That's the two. Is there a difference in the riding of them? No. Is there a difference in the training of them? No. Is there a difference in the way you maintain them? No. Is there a difference in the color? No. So what am I saying? The only way you're going to know is if you know mom, you know dad, and here's the last part, a DNA test. DNA testing. That's the only way. Now here's what you're going to have. You're always going to have hierarchy. Always. There's always going to be the top of the pecking order. It's not going to change. It's the way God lined it up in the very beginning. There's always going to be leader. There's always going to be followers. And in a herd, it can be a mare the majority of the time. She's usually the leader. That's where I get the ask, tell, demand. She pins her ears and she asks the new mule coming into the pasture, don't come no closer. She pinned her ears. Then she tails by pinning her ears, swishing her tail. So she asked and she told that mule not to come any closer. He keeps on coming. She spins and she kicks him and she bites him. Yes. Ask, tell, demand. Oh, don't jerk on the mule's nose. It hurts him. Listen, if this was a lead mare, she would kick the thunder out of him. I have seen them literally take a mule or a horse and throw them to a ground and pound on them. Ask, tell, demand. Natural. You see, here's the problem. You know what people think natural horsemanship is? A halter, a rope halter. No, it's not natural horsemanship. It's doing things in a natural way. And unfortunately, you don't hear much about that, the natural way. Now, this is the other thing I got. Comfortable, uncomfortable. Ask, tell, demand. Comfortable, uncomfortable. Why is that? Because the lead of the herd, which is what you better be, if you're not the lead of the herd of 1 or 5 or whatever you have, if you're not that herd leader, you're going to be on the bottom of the pecking order and you're going to get yourself hurt. Simple, folks. You know how they get you hurt? They don't mean to. But if they want you to move over to the left or to the right, guess what they do? They step in your space. And when they step in your space, what do? Move back out of the way because you don't want to be stepped on. Well, you just move because they just told you to move. Then they get in your space again. You move back. Even if you only move back in half an inch, you still moved. And they still got their way. And it keeps going and keeps going. You don't want to be the one that she's pinning her ears saying, don't come no closer. You don't want to be the one that they pin their ears and bite and kick you. You don't want to be there. Be the herd leader right off the bat. So going back to the henny, Ain't a nickel's worth of difference between them. I have, and I've trained a few animals over the years, all over the world. And I can tell you, I've ridden Arab mules, quarter horse mules, gaited mules, Percheron mules. You name the breed, and I have ridden them, trained them, and this sort of thing. And I've had people bring me Hinnies and say the reason they know it's a Hinnie because of the head we shape. No, no. Only way you can tell is to know mama and daddy or have a DNA testing. Otherwise, there's not a nickel's worth of difference on any of them.